Hi, everyone. So welcome to Prime Professionals. And today's special guest is Tanya Culpepper. Tanya, welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here today, and thanks for having me.
Listen, no worries whatsoever. So, Tanya, you and I have worked in the past together on deals and transactions and helped a lot of first-time home buyers. So tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, how long you've been a real estate agent. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, hello, my name is Tanya Culpepper. I'm with Premier Agent Realty, and I've been a real estate agent now for some time, a few years now. So I've been able to really get my feet wet and learn the ins and outs of real estate.
Love it, love it. So, like I said, we've worked together in the past, and I'm really excited for you this year and even just recently last year, right?
Yes.
You've always done great things. Right. So recently, I saw that you won with Broward Women's Council an award. Tell us about the award. I think it was a dedication award, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
I'm so honored to be given that award. It was a big accomplishment because, like, real estate in general, you meet a lot of people, there's a lot of networking, but Women's Council is about empowering women and helping each other. So for me, when I received the dedication award, I was like, okay, look, I'm being recognized. They see me, So that was a big accomplishment, and I was very honored. So the dedication award was because I'm really dedicated to putting myself out there and making sure that I'm readily available for anything that they need. I was actually a part of the events team. Okay. And so to know a little bit about me is to know that I'm an event planner.
All right.
And I love events. I love putting them on. I love the aesthetics of them. So, being that I was so dedicated to the events team and making sure that I was almost at every event. If I missed anything, I really don't think I missed one. But that's the reason why I think that they actually honored me as a dedication award.
Well, listen, congratulations on that. That's wonderful. I always tell a lot of our loan officers and real estate agents as well that you've got to put yourself out there, right?
Yes.
You've got to attend different events. You never know when you're possibly going to be recognized and appreciated. So kudos for you for doing all that work that you're doing as well. So what's big on the horizon for 2024 for you, your company? Where do you kind of see the market going? I know that's a lot, but tell us a bit about what's on the horizon.
So 2024 is going to be like a brand new start. Okay. I would say coming out of my comfort zone and exposing myself a lot more to brand my business. So I know 2024, people are looking for big changes in the industry with the rates and the prices. So what I will say is the wait is over. No more waiting.
Thank you. Right.
Let's get out there. Let's connect with our lenders. Let's connect with our real estate agents like myself. If you have any questions, I would say, talk to me, but your best friend is always going to be the lender. And there's yes. So as soon as you speak with me, my first thing to say to you is connect with a lender because they are the ones that's going to set you up with your finances and make sure you're on a straight path.
Absolutely.
So for 2024, I'm looking for big things to take place.
All right. That's great. So, you speak a little bit about folks being on the fence and waiting, right? And we've seen a lot of that last year.
Yes.
So to your point, I really encourage a lot of first-time home buyers and even sellers that are looking to sell their property in 2024, it's time to get up off the fence, right?
Yes.
There's some really great opportunities that are coming out with different loan products that are changing. We're also seeing the pricing related to interest rates also now being lower. And so this is the time to really get into the market and purchase as soon as you can as well. So I appreciate the advice that you're giving on that as well. Yes. So we just got out of 2023, right?
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the challenges and successes that you've experienced in 2023 and what challenge do you think you may have in 2024 or what successes are you looking for?
So 2023 was very rocky for a lot of home buyers. Yeah. When it came to the rates, everybody was at a standstill because they wanted to have a low mortgage. So a lot of people were trying to get out there, but they couldn't quite make it. So they were on the fence and they were going back and forth with the lenders. And then the prices were still kind of high. Correct. So I would say, going into 2024, we see that the rates have dropped a little bit. Yep. take advantage of that because that's big. And remember, you can always refinance. So when you have these type of questions and you're considering to either sell your home, the market is still good for the sellers.
Right.
But if you're looking to buy a property as well, take advantage of everything that's out there. Take advantage of the low interest rates right now. Take advantage of not having so many other buyers out there trying to take your property.
Absolutely.
Because that's
Right.
big too. We don't want to put offers out there and then yet and still your offer doesn't get accepted.
Yeah.
So I think it's really big right now for 2024 home buyers to go to home buyer seminars,
Yep.
ask questions, and take advantage of where we are because in any day, we never know what tomorrow may bring.
Got it.
I mean, that was the same thing like with COVID. No one was expecting that,
Right.
but it happened, you know? So as of right now for 2024, we're going to get out of that little standstill point that we were at for 2023 because it was rocky for many real estate agents,
Correct.
rocky for many buyers with credit, the interest rates, and just the prices of the homes. So 2024 now, we're in January, and we're looking for this month and the coming months to take off like a rocket.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for 2024. I'm excited to connect my buyers with, the lenders that
Yep.
will be best fitting for them and to get them on the right path to their home buyership.
Great. I love it. I love it. So you mentioned a lot. Right?
I did.
And that's fantastic. And I love that. So one of the things that I wanted to kind of hone in on is the HUD certified counseling agencies. When we
Yes.
talk about the home buyer education classes, if you're a first time home buyer, you really want to be as informed as possible
Yes.
about that home ownership process. So working with a HUD certified counseling agency really allows you to do that. And I know you have your own webinars and your seminars and have also
Yes.
participated in working with these counseling agencies. So for a lot of real estate agents out there, or even lenders, loan officers, or title companies, I urge you this year, when we talk about collaborations, when we talk about partnerships, really reaching out to your HUD certified counseling agency and see if you can possibly be a speaker on that home buyer education class, whether it's virtual or face-to-face. It's going to allow you to be in contact with anywhere between 30 to 40 individuals
Yes.
that are first-time home buyers and looking to sell or looking to buy a property. And then on the other side of that, you've mentioned the sellers. Really working with your sellers who are out there and understanding that it is going to be a seller's market. We also understand that the prices of homes, or the interest rates, are going to decrease.
Yes.
But the greater thing about that is once they do slowly kind of decrease, the prices of homes, as we know, are going to go through the roof. So
Yes.
I also urge you, this is a good time to be a buyer and take advantage of that appreciation that you're going to see over the next 6 months to a year.
Yes.
As it relates to the values of homes. Great. So another question I had for you, and that is, you talk a little bit about your challenges. Why are you so passionate about real estate?
So for me, I'm more of a relationship real estate agent.
Okay.
I build relationships with my clients daily. They end up being my friends over the course of the whole process, from the beginning to the end. If they didn't know me, they felt very comfortable speaking with me and letting me know that they're having challenges and what I can do to assist them to get through that. So for me, I think that I give them that comfort. I encourage them. I mean, as a real estate agent, we wear many hats.
Yes.
And I just want to make sure that at the end of the day, whatever their desire is to purchase a home, that I can be that go-to person to make sure that they feel comfortable and get to their destination with the home buyership.
Great, great. So you speak about that, and I love that because so the next question would be, really, what separates you? And you're in the luxury market, you're doing so many other things, but what separates your consultations from another realtor that might be out there in the market?
Well, also, like I said, I wear many hats. So I'm also a teacher.
Okay.
And I think that, with my teaching background, I'm able to teach my clients that I have, the ins and outs of the home buyership. I'm able to teach the sellers what it takes to actually put your house on the market and price it correctly so that it sells and it's not sitting there. So my teaching background actually sets me apart from other real estate agents that probably never been a teacher before. But, I am an educator at the end of the day, and I love to educate, anyone, whether it's students or clients or just someone that wants advice. So that's what truly sets me apart.
I love that. And you talk about your history as a teacher, and I think that's so important as well when we're talking to first-time home buyers or even sellers and we're doing consultations. It's also making sure that those individuals understand the terminology.
Yes.
And we're breaking it down in a way that it's not over their head, right?
Correct.
And so that's very, very key and important. When you're doing your consultations for the fellow real estate agents and also loan officers that are out there, or anyone that are basically in our industry, it's really important that we meet the clients where they are and making sure that they understand what their next steps are. I think often as professionals, we get it, we understand the terms, we get the terminology, but when it comes to really informing and empowering and educating that buyer or seller for that matter, we want to make sure that we're on their level and making sure that they understand that as well. So I do appreciate that advice as well. So big plans for 2024.
Yes.
You received this award. Anything else that you really want to try and accomplish personally in 2024?
In 2024, I did a business plan right before the year began, and I was like, hey, you know what? I have some things in the works, but I'm not going to put it out there.
Keep it as a surprise. Give us one thing.
It's going to be a surprise.
Okay.
But, what you see now, you might see a lot more of.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I love that. So you have your plan. And that's another great thing, too. When did you start your plan? Did you start your plan last year, this month, recently? When did you start that plan for 2024?
Sorry about that. But it was actually last year when I saw how difficult it was for a lot of my clients. I said, you know what? I have to step out on faith and do something a little different so I can better assist them, connect with more people. So in any area that they need help in, I will be able to give them that access.
Good. And so it's so important, and I talk to a lot of folks about this all the time. Towards the end of the year, we see that the end of the year sometimes is slow for a lot of professionals in this industry, in this space. And so planning what 2024 looks like is really going to be key. And if you haven't started your plan, and we're already at January 18th it is, just really make sure that you're diving into creating your plan and making sure that you're implementing those pieces to the plan, right? It's one thing to write everything else on paper and do your vision boards or what have you, but it's another thing to really start to activate it and implement it and making sure that you're moving forward with that business plan, whatever it might be. So I appreciate that as well. So tips. Give me some tips that you would give a first-time home buyer in any market. I'm a first-time home buyer. I'm looking for a property and I'm having some challenges with credit or savings. What would be your 3 best tips that you would give them?
I would definitely say make sure that you have a savings account.
Okay.
Make sure that you have some money for emergencies or, you don't want to be house poor. So you definitely want to make sure that that little stash is stashed away. Secondly, when it comes to credit, oh my goodness, we deal with credit issues daily.
Yes.
So try to stay on top of that. Don't make big purchases. Do not buy a car when you know that you need to buy a house.
Right.
Also some other things is just pay attention to it. Credit cards, things that you don't necessarily need, a lot of shopping on those credit cards and not paying them back. What I really realized with the credit is that if you're late on a payment, that's going to really, have a big effect on your credit score. So pay attention and make sure you make those payments on time.
Yeah.
So I would say for, 2024, for any of my buyers, any of my sellers, just connect with me and I can give you a guideline on what is necessary to put you in the best position as a buyer or a seller.
Good.
And I have great connections. As you can see, I'm here with Marc Williams, and
awesome.
I'm honored to be here, so thank you again. But I have great connections, and if that's something that you need help with, don't be, scared or hesitate to reach out to me.
Good. Love it. And so credit, savings.
Yes.
2 big things that can definitely stop an individual from purchasing a home at any point in time.
At any point.
So let's talk a little bit more about that, right? You mentioned definitely credit and working on the credit to hopefully increase your score and not making large purchases. So I love that because a lot of first-time home buyers, once they get the clear to close, that's what we say in the industry when you're about ready to close and get those keys, and we celebrate that. That's 3 favorite letters that we like to see, CTC. And so they think it's a great time to now go ahead and furnish the house, buy that new car.
Yes.
No, we got to clear to close. We haven't actually closed yet, right?
Correct.
So it's really important when you're saying, don't make big purchases. And the reason why we don't want you to make big purchases throughout the home ownership process, and definitely not be directly before closing, is because your debt to income ratio could change and now making you not qualify for that property. So we're going to look at always through the process, and even when we qualified you as that first time home buyer, your debt to income ratio, it looks at your percentage of your gross monthly income compared to your minimum monthly payments that you're making on your debts.
Yes.
So if that ratio now has increased due to that large car purchase that you've made, you could completely throw
everything
out of whack, right? And
Yes.
now we don't have a clear to close. Nope. We might have a denial. Yep. And we don't want that to happen for you, especially if you're looking to get those keys, within a day before closing or so, or at the closing, I should say. So I love that advice. Savings. You talk about savings, and I love that because a lot of families, unfortunately, and I always suggest that they have their checking account, they have their savings account, but their savings account isn't designated towards a purchase of a home.
Correct.
So designate account that you have money going into, whether it's coming direct deposit from your paychecks or you're putting it in manually, what have you. But it's dedicated to your home purchase. And if that lender or a loan officer that you're sitting down with says, hey, listen, this is how much you're going to need, plan on saving that and getting that money set aside.
Yes.
And it's much easier if you can have a designated account to be able to do that. So that's great information as well.
I totally agree. I mean, we have challenges. Everybody has challenges, So don't be afraid to say, you know what, I need a little assistance because we're here to help you. That is our goal and that is our mission as real estate professionals, loan officers, and title companies. So, all I would say to make sure that you're on the right path, talk to us.
Yeah.
Let us know where you stand and how we can be of assistance to either educate you, guide you, or teach you things that you may not have known as a home buyer or a seller.
Correct. So all wonderful and powerful information. I think it's really great that we continue to empower individuals. So I love the information that you're sharing. A lot of loan officers and real estate agents, when they're starting to work together, there sometimes are some bumps in the road.
Oh, yes.
How do you get around that with working with your loan officer, working with your lender? What advice can you give a lender, loan officer, or real estate agents that's looking to establish a new relationship?
So for me, I like open communication.
Love it.
Yes, I have to have open communication. I may not necessarily always know the lender before, meeting, like actually introducing them to my client. Right. But when I meet them, I try to build that rapport so they will understand who I am and I can understand who they are and how they work their business because we're a team.
Yes.
And we have to work together. So staying on top of my clients is a must. Like that drives me crazy. Literally when I have to be on someone's back, like, hey, did you call them? Did you do this? Did you do that? So I just want to make sure that I build that rapport and they truly understand how I do my business so that we can do business together and it can be successful so we can get that C to C.
Correct.
Because
Exactly.
Other than that, we're not going to have a clear to close. They're going to be like, hey, what's going on? Did you get this? Did you get that? And then my client is really expecting me to be their voice.
Absolutely.
Even though I tell my clients, yes, you know me, but just as well as you know me, I need you to know the lender. The way you talk to me, talk to the lender. It's very important.
Be transparent.
Please, because they have the money. They hold all your money in their hands. So definitely whatever it is that you need, build that rapport just like I'm building the rapport with them as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, you talk a lot about the rapport and definitely communication.
Yes.
I would say, mirror that because you definitely have to have open communication.
Yes.
And I know often as sometimes real estate agents and even loan officers, we feel that we might not want to share some information because it might be detrimental to the file. Well, it's always going to be detrimental to the file, right?
Yes.
At some point or another. So you want to make sure that you're open and have transparency with whatever is happening with that file and open communication. Setting an email. introducing each other
Yes.
to that client that you're working with. I love doing that as well. And just making sure that the client you've built that rapport with, so that when you're able to reach out to them, and let's say the real estate agent or that loan officer might not be available, that whoever is in communication with them, that they've already built that rapport in the initial consultation, and they can trust where you're leading them and where you're taking them. Remember, we've seen that the home purchase is one of the largest purchases that they'll ever make in their lifetime, right?
Yes.
So you want to make sure that you build that rapport and they're trusting you throughout that process. And so that becomes a little bit more about the transparency aspect. And so if you're transparent with them and they're transparent with you, then the smoother the transaction will be. And so I love the communication. I love the rapport. Okay.
Yes.
Partnerships, collaborations. What partnerships and collaborations are you working on or have worked on in the last year or so?
So I have partnered with a few lenders and title companies that actually help me grow my business. And I think that that's very important, because as I'm giving them business, it's very important that they also think about giving me business, Right. So, I build those, relationships and partners with a lot of lenders so that it's a give and take, and we can help each other in our business. So I think that that's very important. And I try to speak with every lender or any title company that reaches out to me and say, hey, you know what? I want to work with Tanya Culpepper. And I'm like, hey, I want to work with you too. So what do you have for me and my clients? Because, that helps my clients in the long run, whether they need some type of assistance, or they need, some information when it comes to the city, or does the city have money and things of that sort. So it's kind of like they're also teaching me, some of my partners, because I'm not in the mortgage industry, So a lot of times if my client has questions, I can go to one of my partners and say, hey, I have a question that came upon, from my client. Are you able to assist me so I can actually answer this for my client? So it's very important to build those partnerships so we can work together. And, at the end of the day, we're all about making you happy and also being successful in our business.
Great. So loan products, also understanding loan products, right?
Yes.
If you're going to be working with your lender, it's important that you understand all the available products that lender may have. Some lenders have a slew of products and some others don't. Some of them have the same products. Some of them have internal products, loan products that they are aware of as well. Down payment assistance as a product. Let's talk a bit about that. What has been your experience with helping a lot of first-time home buyers access down payment and closing cost assistance, and how has it benefited them?
So that's a great question. At the end of the day, a lot of people want the assistance, and I'm all honored for that, because if the city has it or the government has it, why not take advantage of it?
Absolutely.
I tell my clients that need the home buyer assistance to say, you know what? Okay, tell me from point A to point B, why do you need it?
Yep.
Once they tell me why, or they're not going to have, money for closing, I set them up with that lender that has the information, because not all lenders, as he stated, they don't do that.
Correct.
So I know Marc for sure, he's on top of that, because we have, worked on some of these with some of my clients before. So I would just suggest, okay, you know what? The first things first, go to the lender that, works with those type of products.
Yep.
And once I, make sure that lender is able to assist my client, I send them right over to you.
Perfect.
And then you're able to break it down and elaborate more than I can on how they can receive that. Good. And, there's many different qualifications. So you have to make sure that you're in those, parameters to receive that.
Love it. So listen, thank you so much for coming on. Blessings to you in 2024.
Likewise. Thank you.
You're fantastic, and congratulations again on the award.
Thank you.
As we kind of wrap up, give me your projection for what the market is going to look like in 2024 and what you're also hoping it looks like in 2024.
Well, my projections is that it is going to take off. I'm super excited. I'm super excited. Yeah, I have so much hope and faith that this is going to be an amazing year, not just for me, but many other realtors and loan officers. I would say that in 2024, the rates are going to come down and more home buyers are going to be accepted with their pre-approvals to buy a home. And then also the prices, I think that they're either going to be steady or they're going to come down a little bit.
Okay.
And the sellers are going to be more willing to help the home buyers get into a home.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it. So folks, play your lottery tickets today. Okay. We got a lot of great information.
Yes.
Once again, Tanya Culpepper. Also, if you don't mind, share your Instagram, tag your information so folks can follow you as well.
So if most people know who I am, they know me by my last name, and most people call me Culpepper T. So you can find me on IG, Facebook by Culpepper T Realtor _. And here I am.
Excellent. Thank you again. Once again, Prime Professionals, Tanya Culpepper, and it's been a pleasure. Take care, everyone.
Likewise. Thank you. Bye-bye.